Hello everyone, you are watching the UK's only TV show dedicated to mental health and well-being topics. We are the Chrissy B Show and I'm your host, Chrissy. Now today we're going to be speaking about insecurity and how it manifests itself. Now feeling insecure can lead to all sorts of negative behaviour to the detriment of our mental health. So we're going to tackle this topic and help you at home. My guest today is Marcia Salazar, who was so insecure that she would flaunt her body to get the attention she craved. But before she tells us her story, we are treating her to a lovely makeover. Her makeup today is being done by the fabulous Ursula Jones and her styling by the amazing Cynthia Liza Gregoire. And Cynthia will also be talking about age-appropriate dressing because what we wear can make a big difference to how we feel. And if you know someone who deserves a makeover, take a look at this.
Do you know someone who deserves a makeover and would like to tell their story? Perhaps it's someone who's going through a hard time or is always thinking about other people and not about themselves. Let us pamper them here on the show. And you can even nominate yourself. Get in touch with us via our website, chrissybshow.tv, and you or your friend could be the next person getting spoiled and sitting on the sofa having a chat with Chrissy. And the pampering could continue because every month we give away a fabulous gift of a spa treatment courtesy of the luxurious Thai Square Spa in Trafalgar Square. You will feel like royalty, so don't delay. Get in touch today.
So do get in touch. Later on, we'll also be looking back at the story of Lia Paiva, who developed a different form of insecurity and fell into a deep depression after she stopped following her dreams. But before we get into this subject today, let's take a look at this amazing event. The Chrissy B Show was invited to Belgium to experience the unique concept of eating in the sky.
Take me away from home. Show me all the places I've never known.
Hi everyone, today we have been invited to the Atomium in Brussels for dinner in the sky. Jen, tell us more about it.
Too excited, starting already. We're going 50 metres up to eat. Have been to Views and eaten. But this is going to be completely different because it's kind of like a cross between a roller coaster where your legs hang out. So that's what we're going to do.
Now, we do encourage our viewers to do something different and to go out there and explore what's out there because it is very good for your well-being, isn't it, Jen? An excuse to come to Belgium.
Don't need an excuse, really. We're doing this for you.
Yeah. So definitely something you guys should try.
You know who's going to cook for us, right?
Yes, Michelin star chef, apparently.
Cannot wait. So excited.
All the flags, ladies and gentlemen, that you see is showing one country where we are. I hope that you eat very well and that you have a world experience. Thank you very much.
Like a castle in the sun, no one comes down. It comes tumbling to the ground when she speaks. It's a dangerous fantasy, sets me free. 2, 1, here we go. She sets me free, where I wanna be. She sets me free, where I wanna be. And her hair glows like a lighter in the wind, and I lose my senses, baby.
So the first appetizer, you have some hamashi, marinated hamashi. So we marinated it in some soya with some ginger, with some red pepper, with garlic, 12 hours, and then we slice it if it's marinated, and then it's served on some vegetables.
So, tell us, when did you realise that you had a passion for cooking?
Oh, I started at my 19 years old.
19, okay.
When I was 18, I didn't know what to do. I told my daddy, I say, what I have to do? And he said, what do you think about cooking? He say, cooking. I said, oh, what is this?
How did you get involved with Dinner in the Sky?
It's the third time I do it, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now, this year is a little bit special here because we are 10 chefs together at the same time, so it's a little bit it's special, it's different.
Yeah. And what's it like cooking in the sky?
It's complicated. It's complicated because, like now the weather is not good and so it's a little bit windy, but it's another experience, it's a nice experience.
Sets me free, where I wanna be. She sets me free, where I wanna be. Hey. She sets me free.
Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you are enjoying your time on Dinner in the Sky. In a few moments, we'll be making our way back to the ground. Just before we do, please show your appreciation for the crew and your star chef.
That was an amazing experience. Feet are frozen.
We are off. It was amazing.
Frozen, food
Cold.
lovely.
Didn't get too wet though, not like our cameraman.
Yeah,
Thanks, Farah.
poor thing. Thank you.
It was so good.
So everyone, we've just had an amazing experience having dinner 50 meters up in the sky. Jen, what did you think?
Literally dinner in the sky. 50 meters I thought wasn't going to be that high though, but it actually was, and it was brilliant.
It was enough. I was a bit nervous going up, but about 10-15 minutes later I was fine because I just got into the amazing food.
It became the most natural thing in the world.
So maybe next time we'll try the other ones around the world.
About 70 different places, and there's one in London, so maybe see you there next time.
All right, so let's go home. So thanks so much to all the staff at Dinner in the Sky for the VIP welcome and for looking after us so well throughout the whole day. So now back to today's subject about insecurity. A person who is secure with himself is much more likely to achieve success, have meaningful relationships, and be respected by others. So it's really important that we are all confident within ourselves. So let's first go to some signs to identify if you're an insecure person. Now there are lots of behaviors that point to self-doubt, but I'm just going to cover a few here that are maybe the most common ones. So the first sign of insecurity is when you can't accept compliments. So how do you respond when someone gives you a compliment? So maybe you find it hard to say thank you and instead you point to something that kind of proves the compliment isn't true. So I actually had a friend like this and I started to kind of encourage her in a way to just say thank you anytime I gave her a compliment or when someone else did. Because say for example, if you said to her, oh, your hair looks really nice, she'd say, yeah, but my face looks rubbish. She would kind of dismiss that compliment and just be negative about herself. So that is such a big sign of self-doubt. The second sign is when you apologize a lot. So there are people who apologize for everything, and even when there's no need to apologize. So they're so worried about maybe offending someone that they just, it's like they say sorry just in case. So, and you do notice when people are kind of saying, oh, sorry, it can be a bit irritating, and the person thinks they're, I suppose, trying to cover up their mistakes and stuff, but it does come across as very insecure. The third point that I have, the third sign is when you don't open up. So maybe you don't really have deep conversations with friends or even a partner because you don't want them to think badly of you. So you've never really told anyone what you really think or feel. The fourth sign is when you make lots of jokes about yourself. So maybe, it kind of fits in with the first point about the compliments, not accepting compliments, but maybe you say, oh, look at my ears, they're massive, I'm like Dumbo, and you sort of say all these things. And the thing is, when you kind of make jokes like that about yourself, maybe maybe it's something that that you see as a flaw in the way you look. But if you keep drawing people's attention to it, maybe they didn't even notice in the first place, and then you're kind of making them notice. So that is a major sign. Let's look at the 5th point. If you are always letting others make the decisions, this is a sign of insecurity. So, for example, who normally makes the decisions when you go out? Do you allow your friends to do it, and if you do, why? So it could be that you're maybe not bothered where you're going, but or you could just be like a generous person, but it could also be because you don't want to come across as bossy or actually be held accountable if the place that you suggest isn't any good. Let's take a look at the 6th sign quickly. You're insecure if you don't give your opinion. So maybe you always try to stay on the fence. You don't want to kind of be seen as disagreeing with everyone. So, and if you feel that if you do give your opinion, it's going to draw attention to yourself. The 7th sign is when you are always trying to please people. Now, I think it's really good to try to make people happy and feel comfortable, but an insecure person tries to overly please, if you like. So it's like you want to be validated by other people, and you want the approval of others. And to be honest, in my own life, I've actually reached a point where I have this attitude that, me personally, and honestly speaking, I do love everybody. I'm a friendly person in general. I'm hospitable. Those are all qualities that I've had or developed over the years. And but there are times, obviously, when you try to give your best to people, and unfortunately, it does get thrown back in your face sometimes. But I've reached a point now where I'm kind of more mature in my thinking, and I'm like, okay, if you like me, fine. If you don't like me, it's because I don't need you in my life. And I know it kind of sounds a bit arrogant, but I think it's just a way that you're kind of accepting that not everyone is going to agree with you or like you, and that's okay. It doesn't matter, because the people that are most important will like you, and that's it. So that's just my way of dealing with these things sometimes. The 8th sign could be that you're very defensive. So this might come across as a bit of pride, but maybe you just can't accept to be wrong about something. So you can't handle constructive criticism, and you feel really bad if someone actually disagrees with you. So when you're secure within yourself, you welcome criticism, because for you, it's like an opportunity for you to learn and to grow. Another sign of insecurity is when you are materialistic. Now, this one affects both men and women, but mostly men in some research that we've looked at. So maybe you spend because you want people to see what you have, and maybe that you're making it in life. So it could be that you're even getting yourself into debt just because you want people to notice you and to talk well of you. So a secure person honestly doesn't care what others think about their material wealth. And the last point that I have for you today, another sign of being insecure, is when a person is overly sexual. Now, as we know, sexuality is a very powerful and influential thing, and you can see this throughout the images that we have in the media nowadays. And men love an attractive woman, and some women know that if they flaunt their body, that they will get more attention. And actually, it's this particular point that we're going to be highlighting today with Marcia's story, who was feeling very, very insecure and constantly flaunting her body because she really craved that attention. So we are going to meet Marcia after the break, but we'll be covering styling first with Cynthia, who's going to talk about feeling comfortable in the clothes that we wear. And then after that, we'll hear Marcia's story. Let's go to break. Welcome back, everybody, to our show all about identifying insecurities. And now I'm joined by the lovely Marcia and also Cynthia, who does our styling. So Marcia, we're going to be hearing your story afterwards because you were extremely insecure.
Yeah.
And that portrayed itself through the way you used to dress.
Yeah.
But Cynthia styled you in something really nice today. She's going to be talking about the outfit. And also we're going to talk about like age-appropriate styling as well, because you know, sometimes people kind of get it wrong according to the age they are, and they dress. Sometimes people dress too old for themselves. I've seen some younger people wearing really like sort of granny clothes, as I would call them, and then the other way around as well. So do you want to talk about our outfits first, Cynthia?
Sure. Okay, well, Chrissy, let's start with you. Mm-hmm. All right, so what I've styled Chrissy in today, we are in summertime, so I've put her in a sort of like evening summertime outfit that I would have for going out on the town. We'll start with her shoes. She's got her own satin stilettos by 9 West, and we have these gorgeous tapered geometric print pants by Essential. They're called Montreal Tap pants, and these pants are awesome because they are super tailored. They have this geometric print to them, and they're also high-waisted, which gives it makes your waist tiny, which is what all women want, right? And we've paired it with this Canyon jersey tee from Rag & Bone that has the lovely arm cutouts on it. So it's just, it's really cool shirt. It's very, for summertime, and it's just got a bit of just something different there, right? A bit of the Bardot top that I talked about in segments past, where we show a little bit of the arm, which is really hot now, right now. So how do you like your outfit today?
I love it. I really love it. Actually, I had a pair of trousers like this and I gave them away, and I'm like, I shouldn't have done it, because now they're in fashion.
You look fabulous. And when I was choosing an outfit for you today, and we were talking about doing things in age categories, I thought back to a lot of the things that the ladies at the shop tell me, right? Because I see tons of women of all ages come through, and we say you could dress too young or dress too old, but it actually really comes down to what you're comfortable in as well too, is understanding your body shape. So I think you look fabulous.
I love this.
Another option for these type of pants is you could wear just a plain black vest and tuck it in, because you want to accentuate the waist and show that it was high-waisted.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Chrissy. And next we have the lovely Marcia. And Marcia is our little young one here that will and I have put her in this gorgeous orange Nicole Miller dress with the lovely Bardot cutouts here. So you can see that it has the cutouts there for the arms. Again, that Bardot kind of style. And Marcia actually was pretty brave today. She doesn't really like dresses, and she's going to tell you why that is. But this one looks absolutely fabulous for her type of body shape, and that is the body shape of an apple. And it just means that she's a bit heavier set on the top, and she needs to dress accordingly, which she does such a fabulous job of. And we've also put her in these wedges by Sam Edelman, as I did the shoes last.
So why don't you like dresses?
Well, as Cynthia spoke about, as you can see, my top body shape is quite big, so I find myself going to the shop and finding it so difficult to find a dress, and that is why I intend to wear a skirt with a top.
But this one looks so good on you.
It really does.
Because it's made for her body shape. Because if she tries to buy what happens to you if you tried to buy a dress?
It will look different. Like, for example, if I get a bigger size because of the top bit of my body, it will be okay there, but very loose at the bottom.
So it doesn't look right anyway.
And then if it's smaller, it will be very tight on top and fantastic at the bottom.
So it's actually someone like Marcia to do some research on that apple shape kind of clothes to wear.
Which I know she has, because she looks fabulous every time I see her. And that body shape, honestly, out of the women that come to our shop, it's one of the hardest to find clothes for. So you got to give someone like Marcia, who's she's young, she's in her 20s as well. She's just discovering, what her personal style is, but she's finding herself restricted by, she can't just walk into the shop and pick up what we would pick up. So she's really done well with that, and I want to say, good job with that.
Thank you.
It's lovely.
Okay. On myself, so I'm in the middle of these two, and basically I've put myself in this Nicole Miller jumpsuit, and it's a lace jumpsuit. And it's quite, it's fully covered, although it does have a more revealing neckline to it. And I think the thing is to make this age appropriate is if you're going to sort of go more showy on the top, you cover the bottoms, or if you're going to wear, something very short, then, cover the top. But it's not to say that, a woman of whatever age couldn't wear whatever they'd like, but it's just looking in the mirror, being comfortable with it, and being honest with yourself. Like, does this look appropriate, kind of thing. So,
but it's that jumpsuit. Oh my gosh!
Thanks. I love it too. The girls at the shop picked it for me today, so good picks. But with the time remaining, Chrissy and Marcia, I just wanted to have a conversation about some of the items I've chosen for today. And I'm not putting these in rigid categories, like you have to be young to wear this, you have to be old. But it's just some suggestions for the different body types, which I guess next week we'll talk about the body types. So I'll start off with you know, with people, as I said, in their 20s, it's their time to discover their own style, and you can be a bit wild, you can make mistakes, you can wear whatever you want really, and no one's gonna say anything to you. So, you know, most of us were at our skinniest, we're still growing, that kind of thing. So, a good jean for young people are the high-rise skinnies, and again, it gives you that accentuated waist. You can pair it with crop tops. Skinny jeans, still very in, but towards autumn, winter, we're gonna see a lot more of a boot cut or a cropped flare. Something like this, pretty daring, right? The color is bold, the neckline is bold, the back is bold. So something like this, I mean, it's quite beachy as well, isn't it? Yeah, but so that would be maybe something to consider. Bright colors, right? Young people love to wear bright colors. I mean, people of all ages love to wear bright colors, but this one is especially, is quite a cute little dress. It's got the flashy flowers. We've got a bit of a plunging neckline, which is actually good for people who have bigger busts. It actually hides it rather than...
So when people have bigger busts, you're not really supposed to wear anything too high up because it makes it look even bigger, right?
That's true, right? Because what can happen is if you put something quite high necked, it can make you look quite like a tent. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So something like this is just a gradual open V is actually quite nice. You've heard me mention Bardot tops a few times already, and I've done a whole segment on them, but all this off the shoulder business that we're seeing on the high street, and this is a dress by Rag & Bone, and I mean, it doesn't have to be worn like that.
That's a dress.
This is a dress, yeah, it's a little mini dress. It's not a top. This is a dress, but if you can picture right, it would go sit lower.
Okay, all right.
It's almost at my knees, look at that. So, I mean, you don't have to put this across. Yeah. That's the beauty of these dresses, can actually be worn two ways. And what I like about it too is even though you're showing a lot of the, you know, the shoulders and stuff, you've got the long sleeves. So, I mean, you don't feel like there's nothing there. The fabulous Megan wore that last, the jumpsuit, right? We can't forget about the jumpsuit. I think a women of all ages, it's just one of those staples that we should try to have at least one in our wardrobe.
I've actually got 4 now.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you. I have quite a few as well. This one I just love because it's easy, right? It's black and white, it's DVF. I mean, it's awesome. All right. So something to consider as well if you're, you know, wearing something like, let's say you wanted to wear something like a more daring shorts. It is summer, you're wearing shorts. Maybe you can pair it with a more, you know, sensible top on the top, just so that you're not looking, you know, if you put that with a tank top and you're in your, I don't know, late 30s. What is that saying that in...
mutton dressed as lamb.
Yeah, I have lots of women come in, and if I give them these, they'll say, no, I look like mutton dressed as lamb. And I guess it depends on, you know, the top you put with it, because I don't think that just because they're short shorts that they would necessarily look like that. But, you know, and something like this, all ages could wear something like this. It's all about what you put on underneath it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's very nice.
I mean, young people might, you know, they might just wear a bra with it, or they might not wear anything. They might just wear a little vest, but you could actually put a roll neck under that and still look nice. And lace is one of those.
What about on the bottom with that?
These, I would do denim. I love denim with that. Yeah.
Maybe the grey jeans?
You could do grey jeans with that as well, and I'd do white on the top, then a white top underneath. But yeah, I would go with skinny jeans though, because of the way the silhouette is here. I would try to keep it skinny on the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah. Just this other piece here by Young, Fabulous and Broke. This is the same designer that does this kind of beachy sort of wear, and they kind of have nice tops there. This one here opens up at the back, so you know, instead of like showing the front, some would have a little bit of the back showing. So that's one that's quite cute. For the more mature woman, these are more of the types of jeans that will sell to ladies, say in their 40s or 50s, that are still wearing like premium denims. This one is a high-rise straight leg. So it's high-rise like this one, but instead of being skinny and very like tight to the legs, it's just straight all the way down. And you get this nice tailored, it's all about the shape and the silhouette that you create, right?
I like those.
This is one that you had worn on the show.
Yes, I remember that one.
So going back to the apple type shape, so that is somebody who's heavier set on the top, meaning they have a bigger bust, maybe a bigger stomach, but their legs and arms are quite skinny. This is a fabulous top. This one's done by Diane Furstenberg. It's in a lovely color, fuchsia pink. It's also made of silk, so it drapes quite nicely on a woman. And yeah, believe it or not, like that would be an extra small.
Really?
That's a petite size.
Wow.
So you can imagine as this gets bigger in size, I mean, it's gonna fit even plus size women, and it looks great on everyone,
That
skinny
nice,
or apple shaped. So yeah,
That's
I
a
think
good
you
one,
maybe wore that one time.
I did, a couple of weeks ago, I think it was.
This one here is just a lovely summer dress by Nicole Miller, and we can see here that it has a age-symmetrical hem on that, which gives a bit, of movement to the dress. It changes the silhouette a little bit. It's not just a plain floral dress. I'm sure this one looks just fabulous on. This is the same designer that did Marcia's dress there. So,
and it's got a different design in the front as well. Like, was that just?
It's kind of got this kind of like hologram kind of look to it. Yeah, but notice the colors, right? We wouldn't see this in September, November. This is high summer florals and just really beautiful. And this top again. Chrissy, what's this neckline by now? I'm gonna test you.
That's the off the shoulders, or you can wear it the other way.
What's it called? It's the barred top.
Barred top.
I'm gonna ask you next week. Okay. This one I like for a more mature lady as well too. If older ladies or maybe mother of the bride come into the shop, they want something for a wedding, a bar mitzvah, something like this. Something like this is lovely because you have the option to do over the shoulder, off the shoulder. Sorry, you can put it up, but the arms are covered. Yeah. And lots of women actually don't like to show their arms as they get older, but this is just sheer. So it's actually
nice.
quite nice.
Lovely, that one.
Yeah, where did my hanger go? Okay. And the last one there, it's just a silk shirt by Pyrus. This one here I love because it's got this added necked part to it. Yeah. So you can, you can leave it out, you could wrap it, you could tie it, you can make a bow, whatever you want.
And bottoms to go with that?
I would, you know what I would do with those? You could do it whatever you want really, but I see black leather pants with that, like a black, shiny, even the fake pleather. What do you?
I was saying to one of our cameramen, I was looking at before, and I said, this could look granny if you don't match it with the right thing. And I just wanted to hear what you were going to say.
That because I actually asked the girls at the shop, I said, give me the oldest thing in the shop, and that's what they gave me. But you could make that look
leather trousers with that would look amazing.
Yeah,
definitely.
Okay.
We've got to try that one week. Cynthia, thank you so much, my darling. We'll see you again next week, and we're going to be discussing
body types.
Body types, yeah, definitely. Marcia, I'm going to stay with you because you will be telling your story all about how you used to dress.
Yes.
Wow. Won't believe it. See you after this. Hi, I'm Chrissy B, and my show is all about improving your mental health and being happy. Join me every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 10 p.m. on my channel Sky 203. Visit chrissybshow.tv for more information and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Chrissy B Show. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Chrissy B Show and on our Facebook page, The Chrissy B Show. Welcome back to our program, everyone, which has been all about insecurities today. And in the first part of the program, I did speak about the 10 signs that show that a person is insecure, and I will be quickly covering those again towards the end of the program today. So we also had Cynthia with the styling, talking about age-appropriate clothing, and now we have Marcia, who's going to be telling us her story about being really insecure in the past. Hello, Marcia, again.
Hi, Chris.
Still looking gorgeous in your orange dress, I have to say.
Thank you.
So tell us about yourself now. So how was life growing up for you, first of all?
Well, what I can say is me just being here, sitting down, speaking in front of, God knows, thousands of people, it would be like a no-no for me.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. I was very shy. I even remember going to school. The moment that they will talk about us doing a presentation, I would be like, already thoughts in my mind would say, no, I'm not going to school.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
And actually thinking about it, I think the reason why the insecurities were built inside of me was because I never really had a childhood. Like from the age, from what I remember, from about 7 years old, I remember, because my grandparents used to look after us, because there was a point where my mum and dad had to come to London to work, so we was left with my grandparents.
Do you remember sort of how you felt at the time? Was it like, oh, mum and dad have kind of
yeah, I actually remember, because I have this kind of image in my mind, and because I remember it perfectly well, and I think I was about maybe 7 or about 6. And my grandma was making me mop the floor. I was mopping the floor, cleaning, and all the other kids, like my sister or my little cousins, they were all like playing. So I never really had that growing up. I mean, like, and I think that's why, as I got older, it got to a point where I got a bit crazy.
So as a child then, were you like mainly doing sort of housework and stuff like that? So that was an ongoing thing?
Yes, I'll always be responsible for cleaning the house. My sister, for example, she's only like 3 years younger than me. And she will always, she'll always be the free one. My parents will allow her to do whatever.
Yeah.
I will always be the one where they'll be more strict with me, and I think that's why I will find myself going really shy. Like I wouldn't, go and sit down with my mom and kind of talk to her about things. And never really, because I always used to see them as like the boss.
Okay.
Yeah, because they would tell me.
So you didn't have that open relationship where you could sit down and have a chat as a family?
No, never really. Never. Yeah, my mom will sometimes give affectionate, but not too much. No.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there will be like that distance between us.
And then growing up, like as a teen and stuff, how did that affect you later on?
It affected me to the point, because I never really had a relationship with my parents. They never really. The only thing I had in my mind was, okay, I have to work, because that's the kind of example I would see. Because I'll see my parents working all the time.
Yeah. So
that's what I really grew up in, really. We're just to the point where in my later, stage, because now I have kids and a husband, I kind of got a bit obsessed over work, thinking that I had to always be working. I wouldn't, I would always put work before everything else. I couldn't miss the work. It would just like...
It'll take over your life.
Yeah, it will really take over.
And you actually moved out your house just because you kind of wanted to get away, didn't you?
Yeah. I find myself having that freedom, and that's why I fell pregnant early as well. Because I didn't really get taught from my parents about things like that, about sexual stuff, what I shouldn't do with guys and stuff. The only thing they would do is just keep us in the house, like me and my sister. They will trap us in the house, but we always kind of hide. Like whenever my dad will go out to work, we will sneak out of the door, and then when we see him coming, we will like sneak like at the balcony and just go back in the house. So that's how, to the point where when I had met my boyfriend, that's now husband, he used to come inside the house, and we had to kind of lie to my dad saying he was a computer guy.
Oh, really?
Because he used to come
and... It's all been revealed now.
My dad knows now.
He knows, all right, oops. Okay, well, you should marry.
That's why I'm talking about it.
So Marcia, tell us about the insecurity, because there was a point where you actually used your body as a kind of as an attraction, I would say, because you felt so insecure. Now, most people think, oh, if someone is insecure, they wouldn't just show off their body. But tell us why you did that and what you were doing. And we do have some photos, and these are actually the milder ones of the photos that you had. But did you just talk us through that?
I think because I was how I got grown up, not having the attention, and then when I got into my relationship as well, I wasn't really getting much of attention. I find myself, because especially when I had my kids, because before I had my son, I was very slim, And I always felt the need, still felt insecure.
Yeah.
I always felt the need to kind of show my body. I would always compare my bodies with other people. And even though I would be very slim, I even remember one time I never knew I was pregnant. And the moment I'll see like a bit of weight, I will start doing press-ups.
Yeah.
And not knowing I was pregnant. So I was so obsessed with to be slim because I just felt that need to...
But why were you flaunting your body? Why were you showing it? Because some pictures will see like your chest is out and...
Because
what was that doing for you?
That's the only thing that I thought that, like, that will bring attention and that will make people kind of see and give me good comments.
Okay.
And that will make me feel good about myself.
Did it make you feel good?
Yeah, it will kind of build a bit of a confidence in me. But it was just mainly because of the comparison as well, because I was so insecure and I was, for example, when I used to go clubbing, I would see girls with belly tops, like really nice bodies and stuff like that. So I felt like there was that competition. So it was always like a competition.
Which you created in your own mind,
yes.
really, because there was no... Well, I know some girls, they do compete, but for you, no one came up to you and said, look, I look better than you or anything like that. But the fact that, they had their bellies out, so you thought, well, I can't have my belly out, so let me put my chest out kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. It actually got to a point as well, and I was always up and down in my weight, because it's for you to see that. I don't even think it was because of the weight. It was just like in my mind, like you were saying, because I will go slim, and then I'll feel like I need to put on weight. I'll feel too skinny, and then I will put on weight, and then I want to lose the weight again. So I will keep going up and down. Yeah. And when I will be slim, even though I was slim, but I always felt my belly area was always like not nice. So I got to a point where I used to wear them corsets.
Yeah.
In the Latin American community, they have like this corset where you zip, and you can get like them in small sizes. So I used to wear two.
Two?
Yeah. I think it probably was a large size, and then I used to put another one on top of it, like an extra small. So I was probably, size 10 to 12, and I'll wear like an extra small corset to really tie in my tummy.
Isn't that uncomfortable?
I think because in my mind was like, I look good. Because I used to compare myself too much with the Latin community because of their body shapes. And that's what I wanted. So I'll find that with the corset will make my belly look slimmer and my back bit look bigger. Which
okay.
So it got to a point where it actually went a bit serious. I got unwell because of the corset.
Because it was so tight. Yeah. Well, it's restricting your organs, isn't it, really?
Yeah, I remember coming home one time after a carnival, and I was getting really bad cramps in my tummy. It actually, at the time, it actually affected my education because I was studying at the time, and I got really unwell for like maybe up to a year.
Wow.
And I remember every time I would eat, I would just vomit. I couldn't eat anything with flavour on it. It had to be just salt and water. Actually, even maybe with salt, I wouldn't be able to eat anything with
really
ingredient.
I must say, we're actually running out of time, so I want to fast forward now to to the point where actually how I met Marcia. You actually attended a women's group that I was running. Was it last year? Well, a couple of years ago now. Maybe 2 years ago. She was one of the participants, and I just remember sort of when it came to sort of talking and opening up, she was very shy and she would hardly speak. But I saw week by week, I saw this confidence building in you, and there was actually a time when I was quite surprised. She just approached me out of the blue. She found out that I was doing a TV show, and you asked me if you could style my hair. But how were you feeling that time when you actually came and spoke to me?
I remember thinking many times about messaging before messaging. It was like, I was like, I have to message, but then I was like, no, maybe I shouldn't. In my mind, it was like rejection.
Yeah, so you thought
I was going to get rejected because I was used to that because with my studies as well. Actually, my parents used to think that I would do so great at school, but no. So yeah, it was that rejection thing. Yeah.
But I didn't reject you, did I? And anyway, if I said, for example, I said to her, look, I'll check, I'll find out if it's okay. And we've been together, you've been doing my hair for a couple of years now, yeah. So, but what I've seen in her, I've actually seen her really changing, and there's a huge difference from the Marcia that I first met to the Marcia. And like she said, she would never be sitting on the sofa before speaking. If she found it hard to speak in a small group setting, imagine now on TV, but you've done it. And that just shows how far you've come. And I saw when she would kind of battle against herself to try and speak more with people. And I remember I used to say to you sometimes, like, oh, Marcia, why don't you try sort of talking a bit more when you know, people come into some of our guests, just practice just talking. And I saw you pushing through that, and I was so proud of you for doing that. It was really good. And now I see you as very confident now, even though you're a little bit shy today to come on, and it's a big step for anyone to come on TV, to be honest. But you are different to how I knew you before, because I've seen you really sort of fighting against it, and actually you've dealt with those issues from the past as well through some counselling that you had and everything, which is great. Tell us how you feel about your body now.
I don't have that complex that I used to have. The complex I used to have in my arms, in my I'll never show my legs, by the way.
You've got very nice legs for my
leg. It actually got to a point where it's like, if I put on weight, I would be like, I'm okay. Whilst if I was to put on weight before, I would feel so depressed.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, no, Marcia, you have to, even though you feel good about yourself, you have to push yourself for for the sake of your health.
This is the thing, this is another thing, because now I know she's started to go to the gym now, and she's changing her eating habits. So it's more a case of, let me look after myself, rather than I need to compete or I need to look good or this kind of thing. And I think you look gorgeous.
Thank you.
And I think you've done so cute. And actually, you know, her personality is so, I was telling you before, her personality is so infectious. She's so funny, she's so sweet. And I love that about her. And I'm sure, I'm still trying to get her to come on the show and talk about hair. Maybe one day we'll do that. Marcia, thank you so much for coming on. You've done a brilliant job. So proud of you.
It's all right.
All right, guys. So we do have more for you after the break. We're going to be looking back at the story of Lia Paiva, who developed a different form of insecurity and also fell into a deep depression after she stopped following her dreams. Welcome back to today's program, everybody, which has been all about insecurity and how to deal with it. So we'll be looking now at the story of Lia Paiva, who developed a different form of insecurity and fell into a deep depression because she actually stopped following her dreams for a few reasons.
I was younger and I always dreamed to be an actress. And even my mom and parents said, oh no, and I have my degrees, everything else. I started my career around the 20s, my 20 years old. And then in the middle way, I met my ex-husband and I get married. So I have 5 years, amazing. I still working, making my theaters and movies and everything else. And then he realized he was earning more than me, and he did the wrong question, but at the moment I didn't realize. You have to choose between our marriage and your career. He needed me to be, what can I say, just making company, because he was a businessman. He had to travel a lot. And the thing is, when you work in our area in TV, or you don't have weekends. And he works in a completely different area. It's a banker and everything else. So the thing happens that he decided, oh, I spent 5 years with you without weekends. We couldn't go and travel because you were on the theaters, and so he did make me choose. And then I chose to stay with him because I thought it's fair. And then that time we decided to try to have babies, but I in the natural way I couldn't. Then I spent 3 years making the artificial ways and inseminations, and that was really tough. Can I say that? Yes. It's really hard for me because every month was an expectation. I took the injections, and And then I'm, oh, okay, you're pregnant, and then spend 2 months and, oh, you lost again. And 3 years, month after month, doing that.
That must have made you feel very low.
Yeah, because you know the expectation, even the hormones that you inject in you, make your humor and everything. You be a month you are more sensible, feeling the things,
sensitivity.
And that's the hope. Because I wasn't younger, and then it's the age make me already a little bit worried about. And I have nothing in my body that makes I didn't get pregnant.
So they couldn't find anything
wrong with me, anything, just because I'm aged enough. So I try it, and then he get tired of it, and my humor and the pressure came. Because I couldn't more 3 years, and I didn't get pregnant, and I stopped my career, everything. So I had the worst way, because it's like a panic. I couldn't come out at home from home and met my parents and met my friends. I
stayed home.
Yes, I couldn't even go.
So you really fell into a deep depression then? Because
deep. Yeah. I had to take pills about it that time.
And had you already separated from your husband at this point?
No, he advised me to go to the magician to see the doctors to see what happened with me. And then I couldn't come out. I need somebody to help me. Come out, I need help, and nobody could. I didn't understand. Why don't you just take your car and go to the... I couldn't. Yeah, in that moment, nobody could. I'm like, oh, she has everything. She has a huge house, he has a husband, everything. Why she get depression? And this is something that it's come from inside you.
Yeah.
And what happened? Then he realized it wasn't work out, and then he asked me to divorce. When he asked me to get divorced, I wake up from the depression.
Really?
Yeah, just like that.
It kind of like gave you a bit of a push
you know,
in a way.
I just like that. It's like something, come on, wake up.
Wow.
And I recognize that I come out from home. Usually the people who ask for just go. And I make my luggage, everything, and I go to the how they say, like a hotel.
Okay.
And then I find a flat and rent everything. And I was, okay, I'm alive again.
Wow.
I'm alive. And then I realized I have to find a goal. Because the reason that I get depression, everything, I didn't was doing what I used to be. I just let the life push me. Yes, pass away. And I realized, oh, I spent 12 years. And I did nothing. So I have a huge period of nothing in my life to explain that. I just get the feeling that I lost 12 years of my life. So then, okay, now hurry, let's go. And then I realized that I have to do it, and the thing, thanks God, I start to come out and meet new friends and rent a place. Okay, so I try to find a work in Brazil, but we have a huge crisis at the moment, the political crisis. I am not younger, so they thought, oh, it's really hard to find a job for you at the moment. It's Brazil. This is in Brazil, and okay. So I met Alexander, my actor husband.
Okay.
And
She says with a big grin on her face. That makes her smile the most when she talks about her husband.
Yeah, because he showed me that I am special. I can do something, and not because I'm sorry, I'm not ashamed to tell. I have 46 years old. So
a gorgeous 46-year-old.
And come on, you are pretty. You can do everything. What do you want? And he showed me the way. Come on, let's go.
Oh, that's so nice.
That's why I can't tell. Maybe that time that everything break in my life. So come on. That's the reason that I have to start a new thing. And now I recognize I'm doing by myself, for me, for my marriage. But I have a goal. I can pay my bills just by myself because I'm not depending just from like I was in my head, because I have to give up everything for him. And now that's the way I live and I grow up. My parents teach me that. So I'm back. and best of that, I'm London. I'm back in London. It's not easy, but I'm loving it.
I can tell. So what's it like for you now being in London and having a job in TV, and how is it for you? Describe it.
It wasn't expected. First of all, because okay, come on, it's where I could find a job, and then I can tell it's from God. It can be different from that, because the second language that I am best, it's English. I could go to Portugal, but I'd never been, and I don't understand. They are not that fine. And for my career, like actress and like a producer, it's London.
Yeah,
it's London. What I can tell, everybody knows I have a chance here.
Yeah.
And then my husband also, he told, oh, I'm working, and that's a place they are looking for a producer as well. Why don't you? And, okay. And we are working together.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yes, it's amazing. It's something really special, and I have to thank that I have a second chance.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. I can tell you, the first thing that you have to look at you in the mirror and say, you exist, you are special, and you can do anything that you want. Anything. Don't matter if you are blonde, you have a bad hair, a beautiful hair. No matter what, you can do anything that you want. You just have to give you a chance.
Yeah.
It depends anybody else. It's just you have to give by yourself a chance to give you. It's that the right thing. I can say that.
And you know, it's important to. It's the way of believing in yourself.
Yeah, because you always expect the chance comes from somebody else, but you have to
create it.
To create the opportunity, and just like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Things will change.
Yeah, that's true. Just wake up. Come on. I'm losing time. Come on, let's hurry. It's life.
So I'm so happy for Lia, and I'm sure she's going to go places. She's an absolutely beautiful personality. So now just to go back to my 10 points that I covered earlier of the signs that you could be insecure. So just quickly whizzing through them. The first one was when you can't accept compliments, when you apologize a lot. Number 3 was when you don't open up. Number 4 is when you're constantly making jokes about yourself. Number 5 was when you are always letting other people decide what to do, maybe when it's to do with plans and things like that. Number 6 is when you don't give your opinion because you're afraid of what people will think. Number 7 is constantly trying to please people. Number 8 is being defensive. Number 9 was being materialistic, wanted to show what you have because you're insecure about yourself. And the 10th point was being overly sexual, as we illustrated through Marcia's story earlier. Now, you know, it is possible to change these behaviors to an extent. So for example, you can start saying thank you when someone gives you a compliment. You can maybe stop making jokes about yourself. You can start being more decisive. And for many people, these kind of actions can lead them to being more secure. But for others, it's not going to solve everything. And why do I say that? Because there's normally, or in most cases, a root cause to that insecurity. So you really need to kind of think and ask yourself, why am I insecure? Did something happen in my childhood? What's been hidden? You know, what have I kind of buried? What have I hidden away? And sometimes it is very painful to visit the past, but often it's the only way to deal with the issue and to start living again. And, you know, even though it is a scary place to go, don't forget, you don't have to do that alone. You can open up to someone that you trust. You could get counseling. You could even contact us here at the show. Don't feel that it's something that you have to face by yourself, because if it is something that's happened in your past, until you deal with that thing, until you address that issue, you won't be able to move on. And you can try and, like I said, go do the opposite of the points that I mentioned, but it will just be on the surface and not really going deep inside of you to make that change real. That's really going to affect your life, affect how you feel about yourself. You don't want to be kind of going around acting. You want to be real. So do get the help that you need. And if you want my help, you can actually contact me via the website, chrissybshow.tv. And also if you have a story that you would like to share, or maybe you'd like to see a particular topic covered that will help you or maybe someone that you love, you can also visit the website, chrissybshow.tv. You can also tweet us at Chrissy B Show or leave a message on our Facebook page, The Chrissy B Show. Until next time, bye for now.
Hi Chris, yeah, my experience was really good. I was a bit nervous at the beginning, but then I started feeling a bit more at ease, and of course my objective was to be here in the show and to help other people as well, because that's what I'm passionate about. So thank you so much for having me here today.
Well, now just to go back to my 10 points I covered earlier and number 9 was about being materialistic, and the 10th one was being overly sexual. Sorry guys, have we missed something out? To Belgium to experience the unique concept of person who is secure with himself is much more likely to achieve success, have meaningful relationships, and be respectful. Kind of turn it around and say if someone, can I start again? I need to think of an example. So first of all, Cynthia, thanks again for coming on. I know this is a big Cynthia. Sorry. Marcia. Oh dear.